All right, let's get right into it. If you're putting in the work at the gym, you obviously want to see results. But what if the real secret to unlocking your potential isn't just about adding more weight to the bar? Today, we're going to break down the science-backed blueprint for making every single workout count by tuning into the hidden conversation happening inside your own body.
Think about it like this. Every single time you train, your muscles are basically sending text messages to your endocrine system. This isn't just a physical thing, it's a deep biological conversation. So the big question is, what language are they speaking? And more importantly, how can you take control of that conversation to get exactly the results you're after?
And there it is. The language is stress. Now I know what you're thinking. Stress, isn't that bad for you? Well, in this case, absolutely not. When we're talking about exercise, controlled, purposeful stress is the #1 signal that tells your body, hey, time to adapt, rebuild, and come back even stronger. It's literally the key to all progress.
Okay, so how does this whole conversation actually work? Let's dive into the science of it, how putting your body under a specific kind of load sends a direct signal to release powerful hormones like testosterone. So according to Dr. Duncan French, who did the research we're looking at, your workout creates two very distinct types of stress. First up is mechanical stress. That's just the raw force from lifting something heavy. Think of that as the volume of the conversation, how loud you're shouting. Then you have metabolic stress. This is that chemical burn you feel from byproducts like lactate that build up when you're pushing hard with very little rest. That's the urgency in your voice. And here's the thing, you absolutely need both to get your body to listen.
Now, this is where it gets really cool. Where does that hormonal response actually go? We always just think testosterone means bigger muscles. And yeah, it does, but the receptors for these hormones are literally everywhere. As Dr. French points out, this hormonal signal strengthens not just your muscles, but your tendons, your ligaments, your bones, and even your nervous system. We're talking about a full system upgrade, not just a bicep pump.
All right, so we've covered the why. Now it's time for the how. The good news is researchers have figured out a very specific workout protocol designed to squeeze every last drop out of this hormonal response. This isn't just guesswork, it's a data-driven blueprint.
And the goal of this protocol is super straightforward. It's built to strategically trigger both of those stress pathways we just talked about. You want to generate enough force to send a powerful mechanical signal while also creating a massive metabolic disturbance. It's a real balancing act.
And here it is, the exact formula. You start with a big compound exercise, like a back squat, to get as much muscle involved as possible. The intensity is high. We're talking 80% of your 1-rep max. And the volume is no joke either, 6 sets of 10 reps. But the real kicker, the one variable that makes this whole thing work, is that rest period.
Just 2 minutes. That is it. And let me tell you, when you're lifting that heavy for that many reps, 2 minutes feels like 20 seconds. By the time you get to set 4 or 5, you are begging for more rest. And that's exactly the point. That short rest is what drives up that metabolic stress we need. It's, without a doubt, the hardest and most important part of this whole protocol.
Let's just make this crystal clear. Picture two athletes doing the exact same workout. Athlete A rests for 2 minutes between sets. Athlete B rests for 3. Now, athlete B might feel a little better, maybe lift a tiny bit more weight by the end. But athlete A is creating a way more powerful metabolic signal. And according to the science, athlete A is the one who's going to see better muscle growth over time because they sent a stronger, more urgent message to their body.
So you've absolutely crushed the workout. You sent the signal loud and clear. Now it's time to recover, right? Hop in an ice bath? Well, not so fast. Here's a huge twist. Your workout is only half the story, and some of the most popular recovery methods might actually be sabotaging your gains.
This is a big one. I mean, we see pro athletes jumping into ice tubs all the time, so it has to be the best thing to do, right? Well, the science says it's way more nuanced than that. In fact, if you use it at the wrong time, you could be erasing the very stimulus you just worked so hard to create.
So here's the bottom line. You have to periodize your cold exposure. If your main goal is building muscle, you actually want to avoid that post-workout ice bath. Why? Because that inflammation, that soreness you feel, that is the signal for your body to adapt. Cold can numb that signal. Now, on the other hand, if you're in the middle of a tournament and you just need to feel good enough to perform again tomorrow, then yeah, go for it. It's about using the right tool for the right job.
And this, right here, is the huge mindset shift. That discomfort, that soreness you feel a day or two after a hard workout, that's not a bad thing. It's proof that you sent a successful signal. You want your body to go through that natural process of repair and adaptation. Don't cut it short by trying to get rid of the very feeling that's driving your progress forward.
Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit and see how all these pieces fit together. We've talked about a specific workout and a specific recovery tactic, but the real magic happens when you upgrade this from a collection of tips into a single, powerful philosophy for all your training.
This is what Dr. French calls adaptation-led programming, and it's really just a fancy way of saying you need to be intentional. So instead of just going to the gym to work out, you are consciously applying a very specific stimulus, whether that's your lifting, your nutrition, or your recovery, to drive a very specific change that you're chasing.
And here's the simple 4-step loop. First, you set a clear goal. Is it muscle size, pure strength, endurance? Second, you apply the right stimulus for that goal, like that 6x10 protocol we talked about. Third, and this is huge, you have to listen to your body. Track your performance, your sleep, your mood. It's all data. And fourth, you adjust. You become a thinking athlete, changing your approach based on the feedback your body is giving you.
This quote from Dr. French just nails it. The real skill here isn't just about training hard. It's about understanding when to push, when to pull back, and why you're doing what you're doing. It's about becoming the scientist of your own body.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Take a hard look at your current routine. Are you just going through the motions, training hard, and kind of hoping for the best? Or are you training smart, sending clear, intentional signals to your body, and then giving it exactly what it needs to adapt? Because honestly, the answer to that question could change everything for you.